In this video, you'll learn how to use ClickUp Milestones. Even though the action itself is very quick, milestones can be a powerful way to highlight the most important tasks in your workflow. So we'll walk through not just how to set them, but also what they mean and how to think about them in your projects. Let's start with what a milestone is in ClickUp. A milestone is simply a special type of task that marks a key moment in your project, like a major deadline, a handoff point, or the completion of an important phase. You can think of it as a flag that says, this task matters more than the average one. The nice part is that you don't need to create a different kind of item from scratch. You just take an existing task and turn it into a milestone with a couple of clicks. First, make sure you're looking at your work in either the list view or the board view inside ClickUp. Milestones can only be set from these views using the method we're covering. In list view, you'll see your tasks arranged in rows. In board view, your tasks will appear as cards in columns, often grouped by status. Either view works the same way for this process, so choose the one that you prefer or that you already use for that particular space or folder. Next, find the specific task that you want to turn into a milestone. This should be a task that represents a major checkpoint rather than a small to-do. For example, instead of marking every little subtask as a milestone, you might choose things like design approved, client sign-off, or launch complete. Picking the right tasks to promote to milestones will make your project timeline much clearer later on. Once you've identified the task, move your cursor over it. If you're in list view, hover over the row for that task. If you're in board view, hover over the card itself. Now, right-click on that task. A context menu will pop up with several options that let you change how the task behaves. In that menu, look for the option labeled Task Type. This is where ClickUp lets you choose what kind of task you're working with. When you hover over or click on Task Type, you'll see different types you can assign. Among those, you'll see the option for Milestone. Now, click on Milestone. As soon as you do, ClickUp will convert that regular task into a milestone. Visually, you may see a small icon or different styling that shows it's now a milestone, making it stand out from standard tasks in your list or board. This is helpful when you scan your project because your eyes can quickly pick out these key items. From this point on, that task behaves like a milestone in your project views, timelines, and dashboards, depending on how your workspace is set up. If you change your mind later, you can always right-click the same task again, go back to the task type menu, and switch it back to a regular task using the same process. To get the most out of milestones, try using them consistently across your projects. Decide what qualifies as a milestone for your team, then update those important tasks using the right-click method you've just learned. Over time, this will make it much easier to track progress, report on status, and see at a glance how close you are to hitting your major goals.